Okay, guys, hi and welcome to this live stream. With me is Disgusting, my friend, and now we are going to talk about something that is very crazy phenomenon. Basically, uh, in today's time, we're gonna see two particular YouTubers and some other people pushing fake narrative that is like fake woke narrative and trying to actually bury it, the game that we're going to talk about. So we are going to use also Smash JT Live's video for reference, and we're going to discuss some of the things that he is showcasing here. This will lead to, of course, our conclusions objectively about what is actually happening. So hi to you, my dear friend. What do you think about this before we start with the Smash JT video?
Good evening. Thank you for having me. What I think, I don't know what to think. Actually, tried to make a coherent video yesterday about the whole thing, but this is like a wildfire. Like it goes around. It branches out in so many directions. Like this is absolutely crazy to me. Every bit of the controversy that's happening, and I'm not let's just be completely transparent. It's not devoid of controversial things. The game is not devoid of controversial things. There are things that even connected to the things that we're going to talk about that might be considered like not a good way to do it, or maybe not the best option to do it, or the best way. And not to mention that Daniel Vavra definitely, even though I defended some of his takes, definitely didn't do the best to clear up the situation. And he was basically the one running with oil and splashing it onto the fire in most cases. Like he was going off the deep end a lot. So like a lot of the things that are happening are partially because he has the social skills of a raging elephant.
Yeah, well, kind of seemed like he didn't care about all the criticisms that people like put out towards him,
No.
but it is because he doesn't take these things seriously, because he knows that he made a very good game, and he knows that all of the controversies, whatever it is, that's not the point of the game. That's not anything to focus on. He has a great
Yes.
story there. He has, wow, I mean, he took like 7 years to return with probably a
Yeah.
better game than the first one. I'm still yet to fully play it. I just started it, so I'm gonna stream it here on the
I'm so
channel.
envious of you, by the way, that you can play it.
Yeah, thank
My
you very
PC is
much.
gonna melt if I try to play it.
Well, that is thanks to Games Plan. They're just absolutely a great partner. But yeah, guys, so now we're going to let's just get into this and watch Smash JT and see what he has to say. What is actually the problem, and how, because we are anti-woke, me and you, and we are trying to bring awareness to the stupidity of the world through the woke movement. And last year, you can say that the anti-woke people did win, but there are still those few YouTubers that are trying to push their own narrative, that trying to rage bait people to believe in certain things that just are not happening, and thus actually trying to bury products that are really good. In this case is this game. So they do want this game to die because they want to make money out of the views and everything else. So that is disingenuous, and that's something that me and you will never stand for. Okay, so I'm putting.
Absolutely. And just before you start, I just want
Okay.
to clear the air about what's some of the things that are happening, because if anyone doesn't know, like, yes, there is a gay scene, a gay sex scene in the game. It is confirmed. It is there. However, as I like, if any one of the viewers watches my videos, there is a huge, like a worlds apart difference between natural inclusivity and forced inclusivity. And I just want to explain quickly. You have this gay scene. You have it. It's there. You can technically make all the choices, and if anyone wants to go to Smash JT Live's channel and watch the other video that he has, that he actually watched the entire tutorial from freaking IGN, of course, from freaking IGN, that posted a full tutorial as to how to do that scene. Oh la la, oh cute doggy. Yes, you can, but it is so optional. It is so out there. Like, you have to do a lot of specific steps to get to that scene, and that scene has zero impact on your game, zero impact on your progression, zero impact on your perks or skills or items, and zero impact on how the game progresses. It's just there as a completely isolated side thing, a once in a one thing. And yes, because Daniel Alvarez says you are Henry, and in the second game you can kind of development more, and you have that option. Yes, you do, but it's completely outside of what you have as a storyline. And a lot of people are trying to pin this as the woke infested moment of the game, like that, like Dragon Age the Veilguard. And if you remember, Dragon Age the Veilguard basically removed key talking points that are story based if you don't accept the trans ideology there. So that's the difference. That's the key difference. And for people who cannot get that difference, I feel sorry for you.
Yeah, I mean, oh my god. How can you not get the difference? Dragon Age the Veilguard was truly a WoW game. It was a showcase of everything that we totally despise, everything that is totally deprived of quality and common sense, call it whatever you will. And now we have actually a base game. I would call Kingdom Come Deliverance a base game. Really.
It's more than 100 hours long. And I see someone in chat, Sphinx. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that.
Hey, hi to
I don't
you.
know if
Happy
the
to see you
scene
here.
can be skipped. I don't know if the scene can be skipped if once it's engaged, like once you're in the scene. But from what I know, you don't have to even go there. Like you completely can skip attempting to go that path, that narrative path, that dialogue path completely. And it's not one or two dialogue options. It's, I think, more than 10.
Yeah, I think that it's extremely hard to get to this scene. So
Yeah.
if you're a player that would not want this type of a thing, you actually will not know that it's in the game. You literally would not know. You're just
Basically, it's
gonna
like
pick
Mass
normal
Effect.
options and you never get to this scene.
Yeah.
Like for example, the upper echelon said that he wanted to antagonize Hans a lot. He hated him in the game, so he totally basically destroyed his relationship with him. I mean, he decided to
Yes,
play
we
it
could do
this
that
way.
as well.
Yeah, so he cannot get to the gay scene even if he wanted to now.
Yeah.
So yeah, all the scenes can be skipped as far as I know. Oh, hi to you, Quinn, as well. Because it's an RPG, you can actually skip, because I did play like the beginning of the game, you can skip the beginning scenes that are supposed to be essential to setting up the whole thing. You can skip them. So if you can skip that, you can skip everything in this game. All the dialogue, everything, doesn't matter what it is. They give you the freedom to do that.
Sadly,
Oh, no.
I cannot play the game, or otherwise I would have much more detailed. But I'm leaning on you.
Yeah, I can attest to
provide
that.
with the details.
And Queen says, "Oh no, discrimination! You have to work for your gay." Oh, Jesus,
Work
Queen.
for it. Work for it. No free gay
Hey
here.
guys, don't forget to subscribe and give a like for Golda, for the sweet
Yes.
Goldie boy.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
amazing.
Smash.
Okay.
Click that subscribe button.
Thank you, and of course, visit Disgusting's channel is down below, guys. Okay, now Smash JT. I'm playing.
Go for it.
He reiterated on X. It's an RPG. You're responsible. Okay, great. Following the
It's
release,
very quiet.
IGN showed
by
it.
the
Okay,
way.
great. What's the story? How much do we have to read here? It's now been uncovered that Hans is a teenager when the scene takes place. The first
Can go
Kingdom
more?
Come Deliverance features a codex, and one of the entries is for Hans Capone. It states that he was. So this is the problem here, guys. This is the problem right here. There is an operative word here, and this is how you lose credibility as a journalism outlet. We're gonna just teach you guys a quick lesson. The title implies that it's factual. And then in the first line, or I should say second line, but first sentence, they use the word is. Is. So now it's not implying. Now it is stating it as a fact. And then you scroll through all this bullshit, by the way, so that you forget that. And then you get down to where the actual article is. And they say, is, once again, reiterating it's a fact. And then completely
This is someone who actually
contradicts himself.
Used to write technical text for a living, who knows very well how important and how crucial it is to be completely on point with what you write and what you say. Because one small misstep and you can be in a world of bad, and you can just turn everything around. So he's basically just destroying them with currently.
Yeah, and like I said before, guys, on my 40K channel, the issue with Jon Del Arroz, the issue with this guy that writes random posts, who is also a YouTuber that works for Jon Del Arroz, basically. And the issue with Endymion is they all do this. Actually, Arch as well. Arch Warhammer. They all do the same thing. They phrase things as facts when they're just supposed to be a speculation. Like they said, for example, that the Warhammer 40K shows will never happen. And that's a fact. And there's gonna be transgender female space marines and I don't know what, custodies and all of that. When we don't actually have that, it's not in front of us. Then Henry quit and he was enraged and whatever. Henry said none of such a thing. He actually looks pretty pleased that they reached an agreement and everything's going forward. So, when everything went forward, they didn't retract that oh, I'm sorry that we actually spoke in this manner. No, they're just continue to be pretentious and so on. So yeah, it's just a way of expressing themselves to just push their narratives and just get the click and rage bait and all of that. So when I first started covering these things, nobody believed me. They were like, what is that? Well, you do speculate as well. And I'm like, yeah, I speculate, and I say when I speculate, and I don't claim that it's a fact. I don't phrase it to manipulate you, the audience. I'm clear to say maybe this can happen, or maybe things will go in that direction, but we don't know, and that's perfectly clear as day. But with them and how they express themselves is not. So yeah.
Yeah, the difference is that when, let's say, people like you or me or Smash go and do our takes on stories or our reviews or our opinions, we state that it's opinions. Or let's say in my case, if I cover a news story, the opinion that I would get to a news story or to some let's say some leak or something is that it's always either alleged, supposed, and only will go hard if it's actually confirmed. So yeah, the thing is that people need to have a very good understanding of what is personal opinion, even if that personal opinion is backed by a lot of, let's say, evidence or something. The take that you have on something is still your take on it. It's not fact, and nobody can say it's fact. You have information and you have how you understand the information. And these people blur the lines. I was just, while we were talking, I was listening and I just went to Jon Del Arroz's timeline, and I'm gonna, people like him and several other people are just the type of attention-grabbing and attention-seeking people that they use the absolute similar language. Like if you have looked at their tweets, it's like gamers, space down. We need to do this and this and this, and they're always engaging with one word at the top, which is psychologically, it's a narrative. It's a narrative building, and it basically goes to your subconscious to drive you to pay more attention. And the more people do it, and especially if they're bigger channels, because for whatever's worth, Jon Del Arroz and Endymion actually doesn't do that. Endymion is one of the people who doesn't use that. But Jon Del Arroz, Yours Storage Games, John F. Trent, who is from Fandom Pulse, they use that type of language. They're all big channels and big users, and a lot of people follow them. And when a lot of people read the same type of format with the same type of message, they subconsciously start to get attracted to it, and that's a problem. That's a problem. I'm not against the type of expression, but when you're dictating an oppressive narrative such as theirs, that is similar to the woke narrative, it becomes a very huge problem, and it becomes very, very bad for a number of reasons.
Yeah. Okay. Let's continue with Smash JT. Of course, there's a lot of things that could be said, but he's gonna say also a lot of great things. So continuing.
The entry reads, the underage son of Jan Jessic Ptak and Hedvika of Daba. Okay. But you forgot this word here when you were writing this word here. This breaks the narrative.
Exactly.
But if we're going to go with it, if we're just going to pretend, let's play pretend that it just says was officially born instead of the word around, was officially born on, I don't know, January 1st, 1388. Like it's documented and they have all the... Even if we're doing that, are we really doing this with a video game, guys? Are we really doing this with ancient Bohemia, where that was the age people had sex? So we're going to apply modern day standards to back in the day? We're doing that? You're going to have a bad time. And this is what I was talking about with the people that are like, yeah, get your pitchforks and torches and let's agree.
Okay.
So the same people that accused Vavra of not sticking to his historically accurate narrative style, because having this gay option is breaking the historically accurate, because Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 was very historically accurate. It was always like as most historically accurate as possible. And now they're accusing Vavra. They were firstly accusing Vavra of not being historically accurate and breaking that narrative. But historically accurate, and I don't care who gets offended by this, but historically accurate, people got married off and started having certain relations at a very, very young age. At that time, and that is historically accurate. So they cannot get a hold of what they're angry about. They're just searching for something, get attention. To be an anger brings attention. So that's the issue here.
Yeah, and besides, the game went out of its way to age up the characters. So whatever is here written in the codex, which, again, if you watch Upper Echelon video, he is actually showing that they don't go by the codex, literally. He actually ignores the codex. So the codex is just like for a reference, like the historical reference, but the game is not actually following that. The game aged up the characters so we can be comfortable playing and just follow like grown ass people and not kids. So it's all well and good. They did not actually do the things that Del Arroz and company accused them of doing. It's quite the opposite. They did age up the characters. It's like common sense for goodness sakes. So
Exactly.
this is
That's what
pulling stuff out of one's ass. That is what it is.
Yeah, I can actually completely agree with that statement.
With them, this is bad. This is bad. This is how other games start catching strays, and other things that you would think have no impact on anything whatsoever would ruin the experience. Lore would be broken. Stories would have to be censored. They wouldn't say things they were planning on saying in the future. They would limit the narration of where they were going with the stories to get someone more involved in the game that they're playing. At the end of the day, it's a fucking video game.
Yep.
And there is no factual evidence of the exact date of birth. So right now they're running with a false positive to cancel this game or get it censored to the point where, like, their objective, if the ESRB caught wind of this and they were like, oh my God, that's terrible. We need to rate this game adults only, fine Warhorse Studios, undisclosed amount of money, and pull all the copies that were sold, just like Concord, pull it out of people's inventories, and they need to rebuy it again, knowing that they have adults only, and the game is completely destroyed.
Yep.
How do you think John Trent and Jon Del Arroz and Melanie Mack would feel about that? They'd feel very vindicated and very empowered and feel like they are justified in their actions and continue down a path on the next one. And, oh, by the way, probably get featured on a lot of national news, get far more attention, and blow up from it. This is how these people think.
Which is
you need to
basically
think.
the goal.
Yeah, but that's not morally correct. So for people that are trying to push morals on everyone else, they are basically doing the same thing that the woke people were doing thus far. Just on the opposite side, which makes
But
everybody
morals
look
have
bad.
But morals have no say here. It's all about the clout. It's all about the attention. Now, when Trump came into power and we had the big shift in the gaming world, because connected or not, like it or not, Trump being elected was one of the final nails in the coffin of the woke gaming and the woke entertainment, because a lot of things changed, and the based gamers, the actual gamers in the gaming community actually took the tides and they turned a lot, especially with the cancellation of the DEI initiatives in the first days. And these people that were metaphorically fighting side by sides with people like us against the woke now took the opportunity to use the so-called power vacuum and try to take the reins for themselves and instill their morals, what they want. And they probably thought that it's gonna be easy, and then were very surprised where nobody was giving into their crap in this case. Melanie Mack found out the hard way, especially when she started insulting her own audience.
Oh, that's
and
great.
calling them gooners, creating the Gooner Gate.
What the heck is that?
You don't know about Gooner Gate?
No.
That's part of Gooner Gate. What we're talking about now, by the way, is part of Gooner Gate. Is basically calling the people that like a lot every sexy woman, every scandalously clothed woman like Eve from Stellar Blade and all of that, a gooner, that we goon over it. It's against Christ. It's against the moral standards. It's porn. It's brain rot. It's all of these things. This is like.
Oh no, that goes way too far now.
I would very much give you an advice to just go to Hypnotic's channel and just search videos from 2 or 3 weeks ago and see what's happening. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. This is something that was completely made up, and gladly it went away very, very quickly. But it was like these moral crusaders. This is actually when people like John F. Trent showed their true colors. Jon Del Arroz and so on and so on, and George Torch. They don't want, like, to be anti-woke is to be like a propagator of the Christian values. And if you accept even just a small bit of degeneracy, being the, and we're now slipping into this situation with the gay scene in Kingdom Come Deliverance, then you're a degenerate, then you're a gooner, then you're actually woke. So basically, me and you are actually woke, just so you know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And allowing any sort of any tinge of gayness into or something that is apart from the traditional values, the traditional Christian values, mind you, is bad in video games, and they are trying to control that narrative. So me being a very mid person, I started making videos about that, and I actually have several videos about representation. And actually, I have one video that says representation and inclusivity does matter and needs to be in gaming, but it needs to be natural.
Exactly.
And I'm continuously giving the example with Mass Effect, the Mass Effect trilogy. It's the same thing with Kingdom Come Deliverance. You can be gay there, and you can actually you can go one step beyond. You can go with a undefined gender blue alien that looks like a sexy woman, but actually explains that they're not neither male or female there, and it's actually one of the preferred love interests by the whole fan base. So yeah, things like this, but it's natural. You know, it's natural. It was natural, like it was included in the game naturally. And these people just want to instill their narrow vision, remove any sort of choice, any sort of freedom. And that's why I told you earlier, they're the two sides of a very rusty and possibly radioactive coin. You have the woke cultists and you have the moral Christian crusaders. And I'm not saying this as someone who is against Christian people or religious people. I don't have anything against that. Not going to attack Christian, but these people that take it very, very far, very into the extreme, this is something that I'm against. And that's basically the whole thing that all of this is spinning from. This is a continuation from, let's say, a month and a half ago.
Okay, well, let me tell you something, from the perspective of a Christian girl, because, Melanie Mac is also that, but
Yep.
we are not the same type of a Christian. I mean, we are
No.
normal Eastern European Christians, which means that we don't
I'm an
actually...
atheist, actually.
You're what?
I'm an atheist, but not gonna go into that debate. I don't.
Yes, but you
literally,
are also a Christian by the way that you're brought up, even if you are an atheist otherwise. You're brought up as a Christian, you're living in a Christian country, maybe you don't, you
Yeah, I
celebrate
live in a
Christmas.
Christian country, yes.
You know?
I'm actually baptized also.
Yeah, so that doesn't have
yeah,
anything to do with your personal beliefs.
Yeah. I understand what you mean. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so, but from my perspective, as someone that does believe in all of those things, that's nonsense. What she's doing is nonsense, because she is opposing, she and the other people, they're opposing different restrictions to things that we don't have an analog for, actual like analog. I mean everything is about context. So there's nuance to what is good and what is bad. There's nuance. It's not all good or bad or whatever. So let's say, for example, like the game that you just mentioned, Stellar Blade. Stellar
yeah.
Blade. Yes. I also played the demo. It was great, by the way, but pretty difficult. Okay, so like this character looks amazing. She looks great. That's art. So context matters, nuance matters. That's art. She is looking great. It's a fantasy setting. This is art. This is expression of a particular artistic vision. So from my point of view, this is not only great, but it's original even to a point, because she does look unique. Of course, she does resemble anime character. She has some qualities, as an anime character, all those things. But she's still unique. She's great. The game is great. It's a good product. Everything is art. Everything is like very like artistic, creative. It's great. So from my perspective, this is awesome, and this is something that should be celebrated and encouraged. For a bunch of people, in this case a studio, to be free to do whatever characters they want, and that gives true meaning and substance to a point to this character. It does give her some flair, some I don't know how to say it, just makes her special. So
Yeah.
that is good. I mean, women in general would prefer to be in shape, sexy, and awesome and stunning. And this character is that.
Not if you go with American women or woke women in general.
What?
Sorry, not American women. Not if you go with woke women. They don't want to be in shape.
No,
They want
I'm
to
talking
be-
about normal women that are not crazy.
Yeah, you're talking about normal people. Yeah.
Yes.
I understand.
Yes, so when I say women, I say the majority of women that respect themselves and would like to look like that, and
Yeah.
all those things. So my point is that there's nothing wrong with this game at all. It is very, very different how you present certain things. Like, for example, if there's a female character that is like almost naked and bouncing around with her boobies and all those things, maybe that's funny, who knows? Maybe that still has
First
a
Descendant.
purpose. Huh?
First Descendant. Amazing jiggle physics.
Okay, I mean, maybe that has some kind of a purpose. It is a
Yes,
game.
it
It's a
does.
video game supposed to entertain. Nobody actually thinks to themselves when they making a game, oh, let me disrespect women now. 99% of the time, that's not the idea at all. And growing up as a gamer, I actually played, some games on the PlayStation 2, 3, even on the 2, because one of my friends had like a Tekken, I'm not sure which Tekken, and there was a lot of jiggle physics there, and I thought it was funny. I didn't think to myself, oh my gosh, these women are so disrespected, what is this? No, it's funny. And, real boobs are supposed to jiggle. Silicone boobs are not supposed to jiggle. They just stay in one place the whole time and they look the same. But I would expect that such thing is going to jiggle. And actually, I do know now a game developer. I see him every day because he has a doggy. And he is explaining to me as well how he's trying to learn how he's trying to show on screen jiggle physics. I mean, he's trying to learn how to do that as an animator, how long this takes and all those things. So he's thinking about those things in a professional manner. He's not like, oh yeah, jiggle, I'm gonna go jerk off at the back.
You're having boundaries. You haven't, so it looks aesthetically good. That it jiggles the right way. That it follows the movement. Yeah, that's actually takes work.
Exactly. So there's a lot of thought and effort put into this. And even, when we're talking about the spiritual prospect of all of this, it is talent. It is actually God-given talent. Literally.
Yes, and it also brings joy.
Yes.
Like the thing is, like what we are fighting for, not against. We know we are fighting against the woke narrative. We're fighting against the censorship. We're fighting against the uglifying of characters, the forceful narrative. And I do want to emphasis on the forceful narrative, like the forceful inclusions and all of this stuff. I would have no issue with these woke developers, woke directors, woke companies, and all of that to just go and make woke games for their woke audience. Like Dustborn. I have no issue with Dustborn. Like, I don't like Dustborn. I have no issue with it existing. I can, like, as a YouTuber, as someone who has, who is trying to make a career as giving his opinion. Yes, I had ridiculed it. I did ridicule the game because it was trying to push into the mainstream, into our stuff, into our territory, that it's going to be the new game. Like, nobody is going, and nobody wants, at least nobody sensible wants to stop developers from doing what they want. If they want to put people like Tash from Dragon Age the Veilguard, or one of the characters from Dustborn, or one of the like the abhorrent, in my opinion, designs from Concord, and make a game of that, and make the same like characteristics, like in my opinion, shallow, easily irritated, and absolutely two-dimensional personalities, and they want to make a game about that and talk about feelings and their trans cars or whatever, go for it. More power to you. Just don't infiltrate big companies, AAA companies, and ruin them like what happened with Bioware, because Bioware is ruined. It's gone. They just don't know it yet. Mass Effect 5 will not save them. That's not going to happen. They lost hundreds of millions just in 2024. They closed one of their most successful previously studios. Like, I don't know. If they manage to pull through, it will be a miracle. And don't go into this. Make your own studio. Make an indie game studio. Put your own money into it, just like the developers of those studios used to do before. Promote your stuff to the woke people, to the woke crowd, to the left. Go on Blue Sky, go on whatever. Go to the rallies, go to the gay prides, whatever you like. Do whatever you like. Promote it. Gather whatever money you can. Pay your developers, pay your animators. Create the woke game, promote it to woke. Nobody's going to give you any problem about that. We don't want to censor people from expressing their worldview. We just don't want them telling us what the worldview needs to be.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's the same reason I have with people like John F. Trent and Jon Del Arroz.
Exactly, and I mean, cheers, Omnisaya.
Omnisaya is going wild.
Yeah, watching Bioware is like watching the Titanic but slower.
Yeah, it's just slower.
Yeah.
Because it's a bigger ship.
Okay, we gotta continue with the video. I just had one thing to add, that maybe, just maybe, they don't believe their own bullcrap. So that's why they won't invest.
No, they do not. No, they do not. They're removing their pronouns left and right. I've seen it. I've seen pronoun people removing their pronouns when things got heated.
Yeah, when Trump came to power, they were like, okay, we're out.
It's not going to be profitable anymore. We cannot grift from it.
Exactly. I mean, many people, and we also pointed out that the woke movement was all about money, like creating a problem when there is none, to consult companies to integrate bullcrap in their products, thus making those people have a job, be employed.
Exactly.
Making millions, because like Sweet Baby literally wants millions for their consulting and, you know, telling companies what to include in their games. So they're literally becoming millionaires from bullcrap. So that was the whole thing. And all the people that think that these companies have their backs because they believe in their equality or gender, whatever, that's all lies. They're the ones that actually making fun out of you, making a parade out of you, just so they can gain more fame, thus gain more money. That's the only, I mean, I hate to break it to you, but they don't care about you. The people that actually do care about how other people are feeling are those that are not gonna treat them as cripples. You know, those that are gonna treat them normal, as long as they themselves are acting like normal human beings, that are not playing the victim card every 5 seconds, you know, and creating a drama out of everything. I mean, like, for example, the other day, we actually saw here a Lego with one of the characters in the Lego was with one prosthetic arm. And I'm like, what the actual F? Like, who needs this? Like, you know, Lego is like a game. It's escapism. So if you
Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, so if you have a prosthetic arm in real life, you don't have an arm, you don't want to actually, play with the character that doesn't have an arm, because then you're reminded that you don't have an arm. You want to be able when you play in a game or with the leg. You want to be normal when you do that. You don't want to be crippled when you do that. So these people are treating, people with different kinds of, whether it's a mental disability or a physical or whatever, they're treating them like they're less and they're different, so they needed to be like catered to in
Special
ways that
category.
are very, very disrespectful. Yeah, that's what I want to
Oh
say.
yeah, like treating him like special because like they're this or that is they want to be, as you said, they want to be treated normal. Like the prosthetic arm, it's a little bit different for me because this has been going like prosthetic arm is just bringing back your normal function. It's not being treated special in my view. Like a prosthetic arm, especially if it's a bionic arm, now that we have these bionic arms, is basically bringing the normality. Like just going quickly explain. If you see a person without an arm, they would feel exactly what you mentioned, that they wouldn't want to be noticed for that, and they would want to feel normal. And not be treated specially, and not being reminded that they're that this thing. And when you have a prosthetic arm, you can at least visually, in appearance, not draw that attention initially. And when you communicate with someone that you trust, they already know that you're this, like you have this, let's say, missing arm in this case, and they're going to act normal about it. This is just a little bit of a nuance because of the situation, but I do understand what you mean, and you're completely correct about these people.
Yeah, and also because in Warhammer they were actually trying to, create this character that's a fat black woman that's disabled on a wheelchair. So they are making any kind of disability and parading,
Oh, I love
making
that
it a
meme.
big deal and parading it around. It is a big deal, but that's not how you're supposed to treat those people. You're supposed to treat
Yeah.
them like normal people with respect and not point it out every 5 seconds of their
Yeah,
lives.
and just bringing it out to light and just talking about it all the time is not helping.
Exactly. Okay, let's continue with Smash JT because
Yeah.
we have like half of the video to go.
Like them. They want all the attention in the world. That's what they're doing it for. Attention and power. And they're working with each other. And we're going to talk about that. But right now, I just disproved this entire article by reading one word in it, which is impressive. If the year 1388 is accurate, he's only 15 years old. Did they like proofread this shit? This is the kind of article where they're pushing a headline. Like this is so blatantly false that Warhorse Studios could literally sue them for it.
I hope they do, because this is a huge, like what was the word for that? Like
Defamation. This is defamation.
yes, this is huge.
And libel. Yeah, like this is absolutely huge. And I feel that if Daniel Weber actually catches wind of it, he's just crazy enough to do it. He's just crazy enough to go Scorcher. He's unhinged. That's what he's absolutely complete. I have rarely seen such an unhinged person in my life. He's crazy. I supported some of his opinions and I have ridiculed a lot of his others. But one thing I'm gonna give this man is that he's clearly from either Eastern or Central Europe. He does not mess around. He's going to just go scorched earth. He's bringing a flamethrower, a bazooka, and an attack helicopter to a knife fight, and he's gonna use all of it at once.
He should. Absolutely. That's
I would support
absolutely
that.
horrible.
I would support that because, like, someone needs to take a hard stance about against such articles. And I'm actually really sad when I watched this video because Phantom Pulse, before that win against the Woke happened, Phantom Pulse was one of my go-to websites to go and get some actual well-written and concise news. And John F. Trent had awesome takes. Awesome. He was amazing, and he like the way he explains some of the stuff. He's very well and very talented on that, and he has a lot of information on his hands. It's sad because he has turned completely into the other side of the extreme.
Exactly. So he was building up to this moment, actually just waiting for the woke to
Yeah.
die down. So now they can replace the woke.
Basically, yeah. Basically, they can replace the woke, and they can become the new woke, which is hypocrisy. Like just on the top of it's hypocrisy. Because what have you been fighting about against? I can actually take the time and dedicate a day of my life just scrolling months and months back, and taking out tweets from some of these people to see to get them on their like on record what they used to say. But other people are already doing it, like Madam Savvy, which is if you haven't seen what she does, this is one of my favorite people on the internet. She basically does better work than the FBI with zero to no budget. If she had a fraction of FBI's budget, I can tell you that she can probably find out where Kim Jong-un, the dictator from North Korea, has done his dental work 20 years ago.
Oh, good.
I'm sure that she will be able to find those records. That's how good she is. She's scary. She's scary when she digs for information. She's downright scary and awesome.
Okay. You gotta send me a link to her.
Yeah, I did, Madam Sav. I think I did send
Ah,
you
that
her,
Twitter.
like from Jon Del Arroz. Yeah, that
Okay.
she found out his alternative account for his book, and she found out that he used a stolen picture of a real woman as his profile picture. She contacted the real person, and the real person confirmed that that Jon Del Arroz was using a stolen picture, and the real person also told her that she reported his main account and his second account.
Uh-huh.
All in the span of 6 hours.
Great. That's what he deserves. Absolutely. The other thing that I just wanted to mention is that you know how how other certain religion is pushing stuff on us, and now here is Melanie Mack and Jon Del Arroz and this guy trying to again use religion to push other things that are not written. I mean, they're basically like what authority that's supposed to replace God on their day. I mean, who are they to speak?
They speak for God.
God.
God speaks through them.
That's absolutely stupid. I mean, that's absolutely not factual at all. So this is the problem that we do have in today's times and previously, and we'll have it a lot more years. That some people are just coming out, they're just making stuff up, making rules, making like moral compass structures, I don't know what, and they just put that forth and they just put that on religion's shoulder, and that makes everything a lot worse. And then you think,
that
well,
makes it righteous.
Yeah, righteous. Like, I mean, show me where is that written exactly, and tell me how you can. Do you actually understand that? Like, do you have any idea what this means? Because most people have zero idea what anything means. I mean,
No, even if it was written, even if it was written, let's say for the absolute sake of argument, it was written. Like everything that they preach, I can just look at their profile pictures and the real life pictures from social media, and I can tell you that they break three fundamental, at least three fundamental, like what was it, orders from, let's say, the Old Testament. And I'm saying the Old Testament because they are leaning on the Old Testament to be against the gay representation and all of that, or the degeneracy, because the Old Testament is all about the punishment, all about that stuff. So if you're leaning to the Old Testament, let's lean on the whole Old Testament. And just so you know, me and you, we should be in hell right now if we're going because we are wearing garments from two different fabrics. That is
no.
one of the things.
All
Yeah.
that.
You're also a woman who has a voice and some authority. So no, you should be no. Get out, you know? I have a long hair, I have beard, I drink alcohol occasionally. I have a uh, uh, like a romantic living situation without being married. You know, like I don't have a problem with people believing in, like, if it makes you a better person in real life, go for it. If it brings up your own moral standards, if it helps you, if it finds you guidance, if it finds you clarity of mind, go for it. I'm all over it. But like if you go and start enforcing these things, then I'm just going to point out the things that I just pointed out.
I mean, we are all gonna
And
stand for not for that. We are all gonna be
yeah,
like, no, are you crazy? That's not the point of
yeah,
of believing at all. Like, not even a little bit.
yeah. Like
So
it's
so I kind of feel like somebody is speaking for me, but I don't subscribe to the stupidity. So when somebody is using a name of a particular, in this case Christianity, you know, this religion, I feel almost, I mean, it is unsettling feeling like somebody's trying to put a black stain on something that they don't even understand enough, but they're trying to speak for it, even to be authority on it, to tell me how I should be and the other people how they should be, what art can and cannot be. Like, what, are you nuts? So
yeah,
and they do enjoy all the liberties that they do enjoy in their lives. I don't see anyone
yeah.
you know, keeping the virgin rule or whatever. You know, I'm pretty sure that Melanie
Nobody's
Mac
doing
did
it. Yeah.
not go under the altar and then she decided to.
She has tattoos and she's revealing too much skin in her stream. So yeah,
Yeah,
like
also that.
tattoos are a very big no-no. And one can argue, yeah, but she's now converted and she might remove them. I'm sorry, but that's the first thing that you should have done if we're going by your standards, right?
But yet the other thing is
I
that
mean,
Christianity was never strict as Islam, and they're acting like this is
yeah.
Islam. Like, what the heck are you doing, man? And a lot of the things that I did see in Islam are also just if it suits me kind of a thing. So it's not like a strict rule. It's strict about some things, but they're all like could be bent. Like, for example, a group of soldiers that came here to Bulgaria. I'm not sure actually if they came here, but yeah, we have a soldier friend of ours who told us like real stories. So he's like, well, some of the people that, you know, are under the Islamic faith, they're like, oh, we can eat pork if we are like under a building with a roof because then God will not see us. I'm like, what? Are you crazy? First, you think that God is so incapable of seeing
But
you.
God is everywhere.
Yeah, just the roof is gonna stop him. Second, so you're disrespecting your own God. First, second, you're disrespecting him again by eating the pork. Third, why you're not eating pork? That's ridiculous. Who came up with that? It's probably made up by
Same with the
humans.
Buddhists, same with the Hindus, with the beef.
Like, usually it's made up by humans. It's not written anywhere specifically, or if it is, it's just misunderstood. And yeah, I mean, there are other examples, the other examples like that. If you watch the American show 90 Day Fiance, you're gonna see a lot of Muslim people
Oh no
dating
no no!
people from the UK, people from America, and the sheer amount of hypocrisy is crazy. Like, for example, one guy, he slept with a girl without being married a lot of times, and his excuse is that I'm young, I'm only 25, so Allah is gonna forgive me for that. Yeah, because I can make mistakes when I'm young. Yeah, sure. And here comes another guy that's from another country, still a Muslim, that like, that's the worst thing in Allah that you can do. But the real reason for him to be mad is because he was 21 and he was still a virgin, and he had to sleep for the first time with his wife right after he married her, and he was like
he was
so
jealous.
blue-balled already that he just couldn't wait to close the door so the team can leave. He was like, get away from the room, I want to F my wife, like, basically. He was nuts. So to see two Muslims fight over this in the studio is hilarious. It's goat. But yeah, I mean the sheer hypocrisy. Like, one is just saying what he's what it suits him, and the other is outraged because he's just so jealous that he didn't get to do it when he was not married. But they're both fine, and
no.
nobody got struck by lightning.
Look, let's please continue with the video for one sake, because if we start, like, I'm gonna say this. It is perfectly okay find guidance, like moral guidance, comfort, enlightenment, anything like spirituality, calmness in religion. I've done so in a way, even though not with a specific religion. I have done so in the past, so I do know what the feeling of finding spiritual comfort means. That's completely fine. But people need to draw the line when trying to make this into law in the real world. Because, like it or not, these are writings from books that were written thousands of years ago, were translated more times than we can count, have had inserts, a lot of stuff, have had rewrites, and there isn't the actual lawmaker, if you must, has still not shown themselves in any religion. So find the comfort. That's good. It's good. I do support that. Find everything that brings you comfort and support and moral guidance, makes you a better person. I support. Just don't try to impose this as law. It's never going to work. And going by religious beliefs, freedom of will. You have free will. So if you have free will, I have free will. If they have free will, everyone has free will. So everyone can choose. That's what free will is. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, continuing.
For libel. Like, this is,
Parenting.
you can't do this. You can't like libel a game like this in a headline, because then people are going to run with this and then it gets spread everywhere. So while Warhorse Studios probably isn't going to do that, what is going to happen is people like me and other people are going to cover this, expose you, and then remember in their mind, oh, who wrote this? John F. Trent. Where was it written? Fandom Pulse. Okay, don't trust that person and this website moving forward. Which is really tragic because, like I said, John F. Trent historically had done pretty good work when he was at that Park Place. But in my humble opinion, he went off the deep end. And this story is, as far as I've seen, this is the peak. It's also quite possible he was born later, and that would make him even younger. What about it's quite possible if he was born even earlier, and that would make him even older? What about?
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't fit the narrative. You're only going to go with the one that pushes your narrative. You're not going to say both sides of it. He could be a year old. He could be literally 1 year old. And the video game just makes him look older because it's a game. Given the age that the game depicts Hans as, it should be banned. It should be banned in the United States, as the game is clearly graphically
this is
depicting
telling you what
child
to do.
pornography.
Are they crazy? Where?
Yes, but
That's like absolute slander now. I mean, everything is this whole article is, but that's ridiculous. Like,
these are
they
people
don't
who are
have
trying
eyes to see
tell
the
you what to
characters.
think. people who are trying to tell you what to think, how to think, what to do, where to do it, when to do it.
I complained even that Henry had freaking chest hair in the game, and also had huge armpit hair like a ball of fur, and also hands, and that was pretty freaking disgusting. So I wouldn't say that those are kids, you know. They actually could skip that and not depict that in the game, not like put the time to put the hair there if they wanted to, and still we can see that those are two freaking grown ass men, and in real life as well, the actors that play them. But so
And their ages are like never specifically said, from what I've read, like in the game. Like nobody goes, I'm 15 or I'm 16.
but I mean, we can see that they're grown men, and this is the second game with Henry as well. So we know that
Yes.
he went through a growing up, I mean, not growing up, but just development of his character. He's just a young man that's trying to develop and get some kind of a position in life. And that's usually not a 15-year-old.
Yeah, and in Kingdom Come 1, he, from what I know, he does have several sexual relationships with women, but if he's underage, isn't it the same?
And nobody talks about that.
Nobody talks about that, and I've researched forums, and they have tried to kind of guess his age 4 or 5 years ago on Reddit, and they have depicted that if we go to that codex, it's this around age, but if it's this around age, if we go about the game's logic, it's nothing concrete. So that whole thing has already happened before, but nobody has given it like. Nobody considered it a problem. So
Yeah,
this is again one more made up problem.
Even in freaking Game of Thrones, they aged up some characters
Yes,
so they
Daenerys.
can do certain things, like Khaleesi,
Yes.
for example.
Yes, Daenerys is, I think, in the books she's 13
Yeah, and
or
Tommen
12. I don't know.
as
Yeah.
well.
So
So that's normal. That's like normal practice to age up characters so they can do grown-up things.
mm-hmm.
And that's
yeah,
it. That common sense. We should stop there. You know, they should have stopped there. But no.
I mean,
you
they
gotta push
couldn't
them.
wait for how was that actress? Not Sansa Stark, her sister, Arya.
Yes.
They couldn't wait for the actress to turn 18 to put her in a sex scene.
Oh
In the
well.
last season.
That was
Yeah, but she
disgusting.
turned 18 and they immediately did that. No, but it was legal.
It's still disgusting to see her in this position because she still looks like a freaking child. That's another topic.
Yes,
You
but
know.
that's her. Like she should probably look like this in 30 years as well. It's just her body type.
Yeah, just her face. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, switching up. I mean, continuing.
This is a lie in the game, and Hypnotic even said this on Saturday Night Hypnosis. The game does not give him an age. It gives a question mark around his age. So how can you say, given the age that the
Mhm.
game depicts Hans, how can you do that? Furthermore, authorities should investigate developer. Look at this. This was when they got an axe to grind because Jon Del Arroz got completely obliterated on X by Warhorse Studios, Daniel Vavra.
As you
This is
should.
the axe they're grinding.
And by me.
And they're going to do in their own company because they're so pissed off. This is horrible. And I can say that because I write articles every day. And I can tell you how disingenuous this is. Furthermore, authorities should investigate developer. I would never write this because you're telling people what to do. And potentially seek criminal penalties against the company given the illegal nature of what they created.
Seriously, the audacity. No, I mean, the game creator should sue them.
I
They should.
agree. I agree.
Defamation.
Vapor should totally sue their asses. Like to oblivion.
I mean, trying to
this is-
scorch the image of the game and everything else, the studio, everything, just point out to activities that does not exist in the game. That's what it's illegal. It's defamation.
No, like you can have the opinion. Okay, you think that this is bad, that this exists. As long as it's your opinion, Okay, yeah, but trying to go, they should sue and criminally charge them, and so this is a call to action. This is basically someone calling the authorities to SWAT you.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, so nope, that's a no-no. And the whole article is a no-no because they're shifting from if to factual to trying to put it as it's an absolute fact. So this is like, first of all, this is written, in my opinion, by someone who has been like who was foaming at the mouth at the time. Like he was just angrily typing words. That's the whole vibe that I'm getting from this article.
I mean, it's so easily proven that we are dealing with grown-ass people in the game.
No, I'm going to, like, just a second. Give me 1 second. I'm going to send you something. So I want you to show it on stream. Uh, just a second. Yeah, sending it on Discord.
Okay.
I want you to show this X post. This is from Daniel Vavra. This is the official response from several hours ago. And if it's too small, I'm gonna read it if you want to.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Gotta try to put it in here. In here.
because this is an official. This is an official response. This is an official statement from Daniel Vavra.
Okay, hold on, guys.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
know if it's too small, but
Sorry.
I'm gonna read it.
Okay.
Just tell me when you're ready.
Yeah, almost done. Just gotta remove this. If I cannot log in now, it's gonna be great. Okay, so here it is.
So Jan Patacek, or Hans Capone, who is the supposed love interest, is a historical character. He's the love interest, like the potential love interest if you go that route. His date of birth is unknown and is probably before 1388. He got married in 1403, year of KCD events. His son was born in 1404. Famous Heinz Patacek, or Heinz Patacek, who helped King Jiri Podebrat, sorry, I'm Eastern European, but Czech is another type of language, to the throne. There are no children in Kingdom Come Deliverance. And then he goes even down, just if you go down to the replies,
I'm trying.
he says
Doesn't move.
his marriage is actually part of the story of Kingdom Come Deliverance. This is what Daniel Vavra said today. So this is a direct response. This is, he's taking all the heat if for some reason all of this goes south. But he's stating this as a fact, and they're still trying to blame him. Jon Del Arroz commented on this, by the way, and he backtracked. Like, he says that Daniel Vavra backtracking, and yeah, there was some conversation that Daniel Vavra kind of made a statement that was a bit of with a double meaning, but it wasn't what these people were pointing out. Like, some other person saying, if there are no children, how come, why are you depicting children? And Daniel Vavra says, so there are no children in KCD, but you're saying that he's a child, and you seem a little lost. And they took that out of context and tried to put it as Daniel Vavra saying that there are actually children, even though he's saying they're not children. It's crazy. They're trying to nitpick every single thing just to get a story, just to get attention, just to get the click, the attention, and just to get some more money, and for Jon Del Arroz to try and sell his books, even though in sometime in a fake name, while also indulging in furry activities.
Yeah, which is the funny thing. And also, he
Oh.
copies 40k all the time, and he's trying to say that he's made something like 40k, so go buy it because there's no woke nonsense there. Great.
And at the same time, he is actively gooning on Mewtwo and another Pokemon that I don't remember, just having very, very adult relations.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
continuing.
More
We
like
just have like a
Crusader
minute.
of moral clarity, everyone.
These people will stop at nothing to destroy. They don't give a shit about the games. They have an agenda, and that agenda is power. That power and control
Mm-hmm.
to have companies bend the knee and teach other companies that they need to listen to them. They're probably thinking, "Oh man, I bet if this gets enough attention, they're gonna listen to us, and we're gonna be super popular, and everyone's gonna talk about Fandom Pulse going forward." It's not how it works, bro. This is what makes you the laughing stock. This is what turns you into Kotaku. This is literally the same path Kotaku went down, just with wokeness.
Yeah, guys, a great go to Smash JT Live and to Smash JT in general channels.
And to his site, by the way, to his website, smashjt.com. Amazing articles. He writes to himself totally alone. So, yeah, I highly recommend.
Yeah, if you want a genuine opinion and not boo crap out of anyone else's ass. I mean, good stuff. The good stuff just don't come out of someone's ass. I just cannot say it. Yeah. Okay, guys. So this is going to be it. We talked long enough for like an hour and 11 minutes. Of course, check the links down below. I mean, I'm and this channel is very small. I'm not allowed to post links. I'm allowed to tag people though. So, disgusting Hazel is tagged. If at least that's allowed. And that is it. I'm gonna keep making gaming related content here. I'm just gonna adjust things as I go and see what works and what doesn't, what you want to watch and what you don't want to watch, and continue making content, of course, on the 40k channel and actually on my fitness channel as well, which you're gonna find out about that soon, I guess. So thank you.
Go to all those.
Thank you so much. Okay, guys.
Thank
so
you.
until next time, with me and disgusting. Bye bye.
Cheers.